What content should I post on social media? Now, I got this question asked the other day, and to tell the truth, I'm not really an expert on that, in that I'm not the type of person that you will find spending many hours on Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is. I usually just use social media just to have it maybe as an extra place where I can send my content to. So these videos will go over to Facebook, and I'll probably send a couple of links to Twitter and to maybe LinkedIn and all those different places. But it's very rare that I will actually really interact with people for too long on any of those platforms, because I would rather concentrate on my own stuff, creating my own content, putting stuff on my website or whatever, but having stuff that I control. So I wouldn't say I'm a big expert on social media, but I've been reading a book the other day, and it was called, I have the name here, it's called The Content Creation Strategy. Now, the reason I wrote that down, because if you've been following me for long, you are well aware that I am crap when it comes to remembering book names. It's usually because I'm reading 2 or 3 at the same time, and I usually get them all confused. But this book is called The Content Creation Strategy, and I had been reading it the other day just for ideas, for coming up with content ideas for these podcast episodes and things like that, coming up with fresh ideas that I could use every day. And the lady in question who had wrote that book had come up with a little kind of a system for creating content for your social media. Now, as you're probably well aware, if I was posting videos to a particular page all the time, there would come a time when you would probably get sick and tired looking at my ugly mug as you were scrolling through my page. So in that case, it's kind of, to break it up a little bit, you kind of need to mix up your content a little bit. You know, if you do maybe a video this morning, maybe you should do maybe a question this evening, or maybe you should do a motivational post tomorrow morning or whatever, but you should kind of shuffle the content around. So when people are actually coming to maybe your Twitter page or maybe your Facebook page, they're always met with something new. It's not the same kind of content in the same format all the time, because as I said, it gets a little bit tiring, and it's very easy for somebody just to scroll past, assuming that they have seen that content before because another video, whereas it could be a completely brand new one, and they're going to miss out on it because they're not aware of that. So try and mix up your content today, shuffle it around. Now, the lady in question who had wrote that book, she had come up with a couple of suggestions, and I'll just read them out to you here. Now, the first one is education. Now, you could look at these videos as probably an educational thing, where I'm showing you maybe some kind of tip or trick or whatever. So one of the posts you recommend you should do for your social media platforms is do an educational piece. Now, again, this could be maybe a little bit of a tip on, you know, an image, or it could be a short video or demonstration or something like that. But that's one of the things she said you should do in your kind of, you know, collection of material on your social media page. One is education, and another one is engagement. Now, I'm sorry if I do pause this video so up, I just have it written down here and I don't want to leave them out. The next one is engagement. So in this case, she would put engagement down as asking a question, asking for a tip, asking just general questions. So if you're maybe a fiction writer, just asking your audience what is their favourite book, who do they follow on social media, what's the last book they bought, what's the greatest book they've ever kind of read, what's their favourite movie or something like that. Just some kind of way of building a conversation between you and your audience, just to kind of get them to kind of warm up to you and to kind of take a few steps toward you. So that is one of the things you said you should do. And another one then is entertainment. So we have the 3 E's so far. So we have, pardon me, so we have entertainment. Now, in this case here, this could be some kind of goofy video. This could be something like me walking around this field and sliding and falling on my ass, or it could be, you know, something funny that happened to you or something like that, if you have it on a camcorder or some kind of ridiculous thing. So some kind of education. Again, it could be some kind of spoof thing, maybe you're taking the piss out of Trump or whatever it is, but maybe something that you could use to entertain your audience. And that is another one she said you could use. And then we have inspiration, which should be things like, you know, I do a lot of these kind of inspirational kind of quotes, and again, a lot of people do kind of motivational quotes, but they use everybody else's, which I can't understand. Now, again, some of these motivational quotes are very, very good, and they are by well-known people, but some of them are just kind of, they're done to death at this stage now. How many times can you read, you know, I can't even think of one right now at the top of my head, but there is these motivational quotes that come up again and again and again in your news feed. And again, why should you be using somebody else's content? Like, can you not come up with some kind of motivational or inspirational quote of your own? I don't think it's that hard now to do. So why don't create some motivational quotes, inspirational quotes, or something that'll get your audience to take action, or whatever it is that you want them to do. And then finally we have the promotion. So we have the promotion then. So if you have maybe a new book coming out, maybe a fiction book, or maybe you have a video course, or maybe you have some kind of membership or something like that you were trying to sell, well then that would be where you would slot that into. So we have those kind of 5 different kind of content buckets, and what she says is maybe an easy way to do it is maybe just take one bucket a day and kind of fill the folder on your desktop with all that kind of content on a particular topic. So we would have a load of images on education, we'd have a load of motivational quotes. Maybe you would do the education quotes or the educational stuff on Monday, do the motivational quotes on Tuesday, or whatever. So over your week, fill out those 5 folders, and then as the next week comes up, then just take one piece from every folder, put them into Buffer, or post them live yourself if you haven't got some way of automating it. But pull one of those from each of the folders and then kind of mix and match your content, so it's always kind of a little bit random. So when someone is coming to your page, they're not always being met with images or videos or whatever. There's always something new to attract attention and to get them to stop mid-scroll. So think about that today if you are wondering, well, what should I post on my on my social media pages. Again, I would not call myself an expert on it, but try and mix it up a little bit. As I said in that book, it was very, very helpful to give me some kind of pointer, so I thought I would pass it on to you today. Now, you'll find that book in the Amazon Kindle store, and the book is called The Content Creation Strategy. So if you're trying to hunt down a copy yourself, I think you can get a free copy. You can read it on Kindle Unlimited, but if you are looking for the book, it'll probably explain it a lot better than I am doing here, but you'll find it all in the book. So that is one way of kind of mixing and matching and making your content a little fresh every day by just kind of doing an educational piece, motivational piece, promotion piece, all those different things. I can't even remember the other 2, but if you can't, just listen back to this episode and just take a note of what they are. But those are the ways of kind of keeping your content fresh on your social media page. So as always, if you'd like to find more of this content, do a search for WriteCome, WriteCome.com, and if you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to it on iTunes, hit the subscribe button and I will send the next couple of pieces of content directly straight to you. You won't even need to do anything. And as well, as always, thanks for your time today. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.